Hello. You know, Arlene Brunson Center for Children Against Drugs needs, you know, politicians with similar views. Um, I understand, that, the new people that came in do not agree, with, what I'm saying, what I represent. I represent, focusing on abilities instead of disabilities. I focus on, I don't focus on religion. I don't, long as you don't harm innocent people, like I said, we cool. You know what I'm saying? If you go after innocent people, cannot be bothered with you, but, I do I'm not in line with the pharmaceutical companies. I'm sorry. You know, um, that's part of the drug free. I'm sorry. I'm not, interested in, people putting their children on medication to get a check. No, everything is not solved with medication. If they're not a harm and a danger to themselves and others, I don't believe in it. If they're going to harm themselves or their siblings, because this is happening today and it has been happening for a long time, then by all means, I understand. But if they're not, then I don't agree with it. I believe in behavioral, you know counseling, because I'm a counselor. And no, I don't believe in just trying to sell drugs, basically legal drugs, trying to make money off of everybody, and, the hospitals and the clinics and, you know, um, I just don't agree, you know, like I said, you go for one thing and then they try to make it into something else and they try to keep you locked in for your lifetime. All this foolishness, I had, mothers come into me, with situations that didn't make sense to me, you know, crime. My mission is to prevent crime, and I believe that is also a crime. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody has a title, a badge, a company, or whatever, doesn't mean that they are not breaking the law. You know, crime prevention, is for everyone, not just for some. Oh no, if you have this title or this business, then you can do what you want to make money. No, that's not how I roll. I'm not helping you with that. And if you don't like my mission, that's your problem. I'm out.